Click the link in the description to visit aora.com for all your Elden Ring needs. Check out the discounted Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation gift cards for key savings. Greetings, Elden Ring Guru here. We're going to look at the top 10 coolest bosses in the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. What makes a boss cool in our opinion? The design of the boss itself, the fun of the battle, the passion of the boss, and whether or not it was a memorable spectacle. At 10, Midra, the Lord of Frenzied Flame, an angry zombie who asked the question, can I play with madness? And he asked it to his crystal ball. And the crystal ball said, no, don't do it. But he did it anyway. He went so crazy, he fell off a ledge in his mansion right onto a giant spike, impaling his own head. But he went so mad, he believed he could survive that, and became a frenzied zombie. You've dared awaken him from his ancient slumber by appearing in his mansion, and you'll pay dearly. A boss fight that a lot of people missed in the DLC, hidden in his spooky mansion. The build-up to the boss was probably more fun than he was. At 9, the Scadutree Avatar, a killer plant demon in the lore hidden in ancient tapestries that only I can inscribe and transcribe. We find out the Scadutree Avatar was a killer weed growing in poison swamps. Mesmer had a problem with this weed. When he was picnicking in the swamps, it was getting in his way. He created his own special form of weed killer. It didn't test it first, and it mutated the weed into the Scadutree Avatar. And just like a real weed, you think you've killed it, but it comes back. Because you've got to get to the root of the problem, the core problem. You've got to weed out any wrongdoers. But an oddball fight, but kind of a memorable one. At number 8, Commander Gaius. This was a toss-up between Gaius and the Purescent Knight. Another idiot riding something trying to kill you. But I went with Gaius because he was more of a challenge, so therefore a bit more memorable. Even though he is just a knight on a boar. He was taught special gravity powers by Radahn himself, and he fights you for the pleasure of the hunt and the thrill of the shunt. His cheating gravity powers gave a lot of Elden Ring players a lot of trouble. Once again, the way to beat him was with the giant shield, the idiot-proof way. He shows great mastery of the gravity and the beast, a commander any general would be proud to have in his army. Number 7, Meta, Mother of Fingers. An original boss? Or just grabbing a bunch of assets from the game and sticking them together to make a horrible amalgam? I'll leave it up to you to decide. But we liked it here, Tranicon, this scorpion hand demon, this mutation. The arena fighting in is pretty dull. There was a big build-up to this boss with a rather large quest, but we felt it delivered in weirdness. It's certainly a pyrotechnic firework display of a fight, isn't it? The fact that it's easy to miss in the game, and then so bizarre, adds to its ancient mystery. I tried to read ancient tomes about the lore of this creature, but a hand came out of the void and poked me in the eye, preventing me from continuing. At 6, Romina, Saint of the Bud. Again, that interesting a boss, or just a scorpion centipede amalgamation of a Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 boss? I'll leave it up to you to decide. But we thought it was interesting enough to throw in here. A bit like the Spider-Woman in Dark Souls 1 as well. Crafting two creatures together, a centipede and a scorpion, isn't the most original boss ever, but it still made for quite a spectacle fight. Humans are fascinated with insects. They live in an alien world to ours. I mean, Romina is one with the insects, summoning killer poison butterflies also, purple energies. Kind of a pretty boss fight and a hideous one at simultaneous times. At 5, Radahn, the final boss of the DLC. A memorable fight, of course, in that it's incredibly difficult. Unless you get out a fingerprint stone shield, and then it's very easy. A lot of people have a problem with the shield, like it's somehow dishonorable. Well, why is it in the game then? Tryhards are offended by its simplicity. They wasted their time getting good on a boss, and they're angry that you didn't have to. Don't listen. As for Radahn, well, he was in the main game, wasn't he? And a bit more interesting with his miniature horse. It looked like he was riding a motorbike. And when his buddy Michaela shows up, clinging to his shoulder, we get echoes of the Emo brothers from Dark Souls 3. A lot of people complain about this fight that there was just too many particle effects. They couldn't make out what was going on. But for us, it added to the excitement, the jubilation. At 4 Relina, Twin Moon Knight. Again, not the most exciting design, just a knight, 2 swords, echoes of Pontiff, Sullivan, St. John, and Delaney. But more spectacular, more pyrotechnics, an intense fight indeed, and a tough one, no doubt about it. Relina, twin sister of Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. Whereas Relana went down the route of pure magic, Relina preferred the passion of the sword, believing mages to be cowards. She says that, but then spams a ton of magic at you in the fight. So it's okay if she uses it, but not you. Sounds fair, doesn't it? There's no honor here. Not one boss has honor in the Souls games. The cheats, it's up to you to cheat harder. At 3, the Divine Beast Dancing Lion. Not in fact a lion, but some men in like a Chinese dragon costume. Dancing. Who somehow have the ability to wield great lightning magic and whirlwinds. Pretty spectacular fight. Not so much for the boss design, but the pyrotechnics. You could even call the DLC Pyrotechnics of the Earth Tree. It's definitely high on magical particle effects, wasn't it? But it added to the spectacle. We liked it. At least you died in a spectacular way every time. And you've got to hand it to these men hiding in a costume, still able to fight you when they couldn't even see. Incredible. At 2, Bale the Dread, King of the Dragons. Again, a dragon. It's getting a bit old, but he found new ways of being even more spectacular again with epic pyrotechnic ability. He becomes crazy by the end of the fight when he's trying to kill you. It's epic stuff. I mean, how much further can they take the dragon? What more can they do with it? There's some epic dragon fights in Elden Ring. Does Bale become the most epic? I'll leave that to you to mutter amongst yourselves. But it's certainly pyrotechnically the best one. And his anger, with what you've done to the other dragons of the main game, fuels his passion to kill you. In ancient tapestries that only I can translate, we find out that the name Bale the Dread comes from Radahn himself, whose best friend Chris Bale slept with his mother, filling him with such dread that when he saw Bale the Dread, he thought of Chris Bale and named it after his hated ex-friend. At number 1 though, Messmer. Star of the DLC really, even though he's not the main boss. His passion for fire, you have to admire. It's one giant explosion of fire, very hard to see what's going on. But you almost don't care that you're getting killed because it's so cool. Part man, part serpent, all idiot. Imagine to be able to control Messmer and have his powers. These bosses don't half make you as the Elden Ring hero look pretty clumsy and slow and sluggish, don't they? They're a spectacle while you're a bit of a slob, with a basic combo of your sword or magic, while they dance around you like something out of Ninja Gaiden. It's time in the next game, FromSoft, to make our character a bit more capable. Give him some extra combos. It's not fair, is it? And that's our top 10. Some will agree, some won't. Who cares? Leave your top 10 favorites in the comments below, lest you be judged. Don't forget to check the channel for a ton of guides on all these bosses, and subscribe and click that notification bell, because you will live forever.